Good morning.
Good morning. This is Meditation Reflections. Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Nice meditation this morning. We were doing lots of clearing and healing because just feeling a little run down and we needed charging up.
Yeah, and there's quite a bit of chaos in the world right now, especially in the western states. It's burning up, and
We're working on the big rainstorm in the Pacific to extend a little farther across the United States and soak everything.
yeah,
Because there's a big rainstorm. Let's hope it hits you.
So try not to get caught up in the drama. Stay calm. Stay positive. Stay in the present moment, and don't pay a lot of heed to the media. They are misdirecting, misguiding, and there's other sources that getting the information.
3 independent sources for any piece of information is the proper scientific research procedure.
And use discernment.
But I have a funny story.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because it kind of fits in a little bit with this. In Italy, south of Rome, is the Tivoli and the Trevi Fountains. And they were built by an Italian count who used the water flowing down a hillside to be channeled into various works of art. And so the fountains are quite fascinating, and it's a wonderful piece of hydraulics. And if you study fountains, you go to Tivoli to watch all the different water forms. Rome's a great place to study fountains. They did wonderful things with them. But this particular count built a long dining table, and each of the benches had a little seat, but it's quite a long table. It's still there, and of course the count sits at the head of the table. But each of the seats had a little water spigot built into the seat, okay? And he could flip a switch, and all the people at the dinner party, and these are ladies in very fancy Italian garments, silk and satins, would suddenly find their seats covered with water. But the problem is, in that particular court and time period, they could not stand up until the count stood. So that was a cultural rule. They had to do it, or they had the displeasure of the count. So he trapped them. I also think in some ways he was showing them what the truth was, that there was a social construction, a rule that didn't mean anything, which is tricky. And
or was it just a practical joke?
It was a practical joke. By the way, the garden has a couple others that are equally... the guy was a prankster. Anyway, but the detail there is that if you are making a choice for social beliefs at a particular time, there's a distinction. This is where Spirit stepped in. That's the reason I think they made the story come to me again this morning, was that if it's a choice and you're making that choice in order to help somebody else, make them feel comfortable, then you switch from following the social conviction to, I'm going to do this thing to make the person comfortable. The best example of that is in Earl Grey, the Tarzan movie, because the older Earl
I remember that,
realizes that Tarzan has no idea how to use a spoon. He picks up the bowl and slurps it.
Yep.
And since it's the Lord of the Manor, he also picks up the bowl and slurps his soup.
Yep. And
that made it absolutely acceptable. He used his power to make another person comfortable.
Yeah.
So make your choices, so that they're just a choice. And if you're doing it, do it for the positive motivation of helping somebody else.
Yeah. I don't have anything to add to that. But
it's a good thing to think about that.
Yeah. So be good to yourself. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.
Blessings upon you.
Blessings.